Hi, I'm Anne Bowditch. This is the fourth in my men's mental health series, and today I'd like to talk about success. I think it can be really common amongst guys often to feel that others are more successful than them. And that comes down to perception, really, because what is success? I think success for some people is not the same as for others. For me, for a long time, I was really driven by sports success, much less driven by career success. I'd say that's turned a little bit in the last few years. And I think part of the reason is because I'm in a career that really fulfills me. Previously, the career I was in when I worked in office work, it was not necessarily fulfilling for me. It paid the bills, and I have no qualms about working in that industry. It was a good industry with a good paycheck. And then I left that industry but just before I was 40. When I left, I became a personal trainer, and I ran my own personal training business for 3 years, which, if you'd asked me back in my 20s, would I be doing that? I'd never have expected to. It wouldn't have even entered my mind. 3 years on, I then moved into the therapy business. And again, if you'd asked me back in my 20s, would I be a therapist? I'd never in a million years have expected to have done that. So that gives me kudos, I suppose, to say to people, don't ever think that where you are is where you're going to be in 3, 5, 10 years' time. And also not to give up on anything that you really want to do and to achieve. I'm one of these people who tends to decide on something and then go for it. But not everybody's like that. I have a client at the moment who's not even 30 years old. He feels he's not achieved the things he'd set himself out to achieve. But he's not even 30 yet. He can still go and do those things. But also, again, where do we put our attention? Because that is very linked to success as well. And like I say, I don't ever feel that there's an age limit on success. People do amazing things. And I think now we live in a world where we don't put such limitations on age. And people are going on to get degrees in their 60s, 70s, possibly even 80s. And people are achieving all sorts of amazing sporting achievements, again, even into their hundreds. So there's no limit to what we can do and when we do it. And I think also looking at other people and thinking, that person's done better than me. Well, have they? Because what is their lifestyle balance? It all comes down to our own definition of success. So you could have somebody who has reached the absolute pinnacle in terms of career and, let's say, is running a company, multi-million, making absolutely loads of money. But they have a miserable life and they don't have anything outside that career. They might be miserable as anything, or they might have a family who's completely miserable. So we can't just look at other people and assume that they've got everything right, because everything takes something out of us all. For me, I put a huge amount into my sport, and in order to do that, I sidelined my career. And then when I started working for myself, it's not so easy to sideline your career when you work for yourself. Very few people, I imagine, managed to do that. And my cycling suffered, but I wanted to keep striving forward with my career because it's a very rewarding career. And so I get a different sort of satisfaction from that. In a way, if I was to look at what is success now, I would actually say that success is a lifestyle balance and happiness. Never give up on belief. I think that's the most important thing. And if there are things that you feel you want to go and achieve, then go for them. There's so many different ways. Like I say, it might be a musical success that you're looking for of some sort. But that success comes in many shapes and forms. I'm also a strong believer that we end up on the paths that we're meant to be on. When we get to that point, particularly of fulfillment, so I do feel I get a huge amount of fulfillment in my work. So when we get to that point, I think everything that has come before that point has led us to that point. And all the learning curves that we've had, all the challenges in life, all the difficult situations, all the things we probably wish never happened to get us and to guide us to that point. Not that I'm saying everything is set out for us, because I do think we have decisions to make. But I think when we come to a certain point in life where we feel that level of fulfillment, there's lots of things that have fallen into place in order for that to happen. And sometimes it's about the people we meet. I know I'm pretty confident that had I not met my husband, I wouldn't be doing the career that I'm doing now, and I would not be talking on this podcast now. So you just never know what is going to lead to something. So in terms of success is what you make of life. Success is getting up, and if you want to run a marathon, success is getting up 4 times a week or 5 times a week and going for a run. If you want to make the boardroom, then success is doing the things that get you to that point, whether it's exams, whether it's working hard. But I think real success is happiness. And happiness, I do like to believe, is available to us all. But sometimes happiness has to be achieved by making difficult decisions. Those decisions are obviously really personal to you. You probably know what those decisions are that you might need to make in order to achieve that happiness. And one of the key things I do not believe that success is money. Many of us would love to have more money, but I know that even if I had lots more money, it wouldn't make a massive difference to my life. One of my greatest pleasures in life is just being at home with my cats. I don't need tons of money to be at home with my cats. It's how we look at success. And I think whatever you see in other people's lives is not necessarily the true picture. It's just an aspect of that. I hope that's been useful. I'm enjoying making these podcasts. If there's any particular subjects that you'd like me to cover, then do feel free to contact me. I'm on Twitter, and my handle for Twitter is Guernsey Hypno, HYPNO. And I'm on Facebook as Energy of Anxiety, and also Hypnotherapy and Holistic Health. My websites, hypnotherapy.gg and energyofanxiety.com. My book, The Energy of Anxiety, is available on Amazon. There's loads of exercises in there for you to make some changes if you do suffer with anxiety. Please follow me. I enjoy talking about men's mental health, and I hope that I can bring a more natural information flow to you. It's been great talking to you. I hope you've enjoyed listening, and come back for some more at some point.